3776.
Patrick's Big Fat Poll of the Day on the Horn.
Big Fat Poll of the Day today. Well, we saw now that the player of the game was Drew Holiday. Kristaps Porzingis was the player of the game in game one. So I think that this was a series where we talked a lot about the big names, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and what this could mean for their careers and where they stand on the Celtics. And we've now realized that it may not be that. So we're going into games 3 and 4. I want to ask you guys, which player on the Celtics scares you the most? If you're looking at the Mavs and you say games 3 and 4, we got to look at who are we really scared about? Who is the guy that we think is going to step up? Is it still Tatum? Is it still Brown? Or is it Porzingis? Or is it Holiday? Is it Derek White that you're worried about? Who on the Celtics now is the guy that you go, man, we just have to make sure this guy doesn't kill us? And I think we're doing well against Tatum. Brown, he's not going off. We're doing well on that defense. Who's the one that now scares you that game 3 and 4 could cost you a chance to win those games and take away your hopes of an NBA championship?
Yeah, I know. And the KP one, I didn't say it came out of nowhere, but I said the dude had been off for like a month. The dude had been off for like a month.
And the thing wasn't practicing. It's not like he wasn't playing, because it was like, there's certain times when it's injuries and you're not cleared for contact. Yeah. But you can still practice, but they're like, we don't really want you bumping around with guys because you could re-aggravate it. But because it was a calf injury, you can't shoot or do. Now, maybe he was doing the Dylan Dessou, the Marcus Aldridge, the sit in a chair shooting. Maybe he was working on that.
Does that actually help you when you sit in the chair shoot?
Even
though you're not.
Yeah, it works on your stroke. Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
So it does help, but it also, it's not necessarily, the thing that you think is going to put you into game shape and ready to go, where you just start killing people the minute you get back on the court.
It's wild. No, I didn't. Nobody expected that. We expect him to be an impact player at one point, and that's factor, but not first quarter game 1.
Yeah,
what you saw from him. Then, like I said, Drew Holiday last night was unbelievable. I mean, that was just he was there. He was Boston's best player, and didn't expect that to happen with the talk about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So you're right about that. For the topic for the Big Fat Poll today, you never know. And the Mavs haven't had a player like that.
No, I mean, PJ Washington did it some in these playoffs so far, but he's basically been the only guy. I guess you could say Derek Lively's been that guy at points. I'm
talking about like in these.
But no, and that's the thing. I'm just saying in the playoffs they've only had probably 2 guys. Lively's been the guy, and PJ's been the guy for a couple games. But Lively has been extremely quiet in this series.
Yeah, man.
He got in foul trouble in game 1, didn't get in foul trouble in game 2, but I think him being worried about foul trouble may have cost him, and he didn't play as aggressively as he's played in the past, and just did not, and they're cutting off those back cuts, which is really what he does. He's not a guy who's going to score on his own. So if they're cutting off all those pieces and all those pick and rolls that are, the Mavs were kind of bread and butter for them.
Easy money.
Yeah. Easy money. He's been less effective, but I'm just curious what you guys think of the Celtics, of who's the guy now. Is it still Brown and Tatum, or are those, you're not worried about Tatum anymore? Like that's the real thing, is I'm like, at some point you figure Jason Tatum, the cream will rise to the top and he'll have himself a game. And that's worrying if he's not had it in game 1 or 2, but he may be done. Maybe they do know how to defend him, and maybe they can slow him down, and PJ's doing a great job on him, and Derek Jones is doing a great job on him. Like they're doing great team defense on those guys. They're throwing them off of their game.
It's the other guys though now. It's Drew Holidays in the world. You were like, we're gonna make Drew Holiday beat us. Oh,
and he did. We're gonna make Derek White beat us, and he did.
Oh, he did. Yeah, exactly. That's
well, Porzingis is coming back, but don't worry about him. He's gonna be coming back.
Take him a while.
He's gonna legs get back into it. We played here. We had to get rid of him. We ain't worried about him. Oh crap.
Exactly. Like, oh, what? Yeah. I'm with you. It just seems like, and then none of those X factors, other guys have stepped up really for the Mavs.
Yeah.
So you're right. I don't know who else is going to be. It could be that the supporting cast is showing off right now for the Celtics.
Yes.
It is I don't think I've ever seen a finals where it's all about the supporting cast so far. Usually we'll
say supporting cast. You can look at Jaylen Brown's the 4th highest paid player. Now he has a contract extension where he will be the highest paid player until they pay Tatum and all that. But as of right now, he's the 4th highest paid player. Drew Holiday is actually the highest paid player on that team right now, because he's on the biggest year of his contract, and then it's descending money after that. But he's got paid. Porzingis gets paid, Tatum gets paid, and then Brown. but they're all in the $30 million range. So
yeah, no, they're big money players, but in terms of the perception of stars,
yeah, exactly,
and superstars, obviously, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum in different category. All right, so there you go. Topic for the big fat poll today. We come back. We'll get in this discussion in basketball. I don't understand this either. Patrick, you're a basketball guy. I don't know if you're paying attention to the WNBA and what's going on. But Caitlin Clark, once again, huge topic of conversation. She has been left off of the Olympic roster for the women's national team. And people are upset about this. So we'll discuss it. Whether should they have based that roster on meritocracy, on just actually who was deserving to get there, or are we talking about something that they should have looked at in terms of the overall stardom and the impact that Caitlin Clark has had on the game of basketball and what she's done to be really a catalyst for a new generation of women's basketball fans. We'll talk about should they have considered that, because obviously they did not, or did they? We'll talk about that when we come back. All that and more right here on the Rodcast featuring Patrick Davis on Lifetime Low.